I'm assuming. Good morning.
It is recording. Good morning.
It is recording.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being on today's Producers Club. I got the one and only Mr. Bob Walatka.
I've heard of him.
Yes. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Ready to go find some more business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I really appreciate you being on today's call. So tell me a little bit. It looks like you've been in this industry 20 plus years.
Yeah, over 20 years. 2002, I think I got my license and
Okay.
started up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was in the Sacramento area.
Beautiful. So you started up
I
north.
started up north.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I actually had we moved from San Jose to the Sacramento area, and the gentleman that helped us find our first house and buy our first house, real estate agent, found him online. And this is in 2000, 99, 2000. And back then, the internet was voodoo and witchcraft to real estate agents.
Right.
So he did a lot to generate leads from people searching online. And a few years after we were out there, he said to me, "Hey, you're pretty good at this sales thing. I generate leads with the internet and I plug them into a database called Goldmine.
Interesting. Yes.
And so you get leads and you get a database, and all you got to do is call people." I went, "I'm in." Got my license and started going.
Tell me a little bit of what gold mine means.
Goldmine was the name of the database. And the leads that were generated from the interweb would go into Goldmine and then be assigned to agents. And then here's a new lead. Call them up. You've got phone number, email address, name, smile dial, and see if you can help them find a home.
So this was in the very beginning of your real estate.
Very beginning of my real estate career. So I worked predominantly with buyers because that's what the internet was creating.
Yeah.
And because of that, my first year, I probably did, 12 to 18 transactions.
Wait.
Yeah.
First year.
My first year.
12 to 18 sales.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Very rare to hear that.
Yeah. Correct.
And that was all from picking up the phone.
Yes.
Okay.
That was all. Well, internet leads.
Sure.
Picking up the phone, emailing, texting wasn't really a thing then.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Texting was not as big.
Now, were you very comfortable talking over the phone in the very beginning?
In the very beginning, no. And I would have to think of what I was going to say each call versus having a real solid script, knowing exactly what I was going to say and knowing exactly what they were going to say.
Got it.
Which that, of course, developed over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like everything. Right?
Just like everything.
Everything boils down over time if you at least stay consistent. Right?
What does Gary say? Time on task over time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Did you have scripts? How did you just get into the motions of
So
asking good questions?
okay, well, not really. Okay, I've been in sales almost all my working career.
Yeah.
From a middle 20s, early 30s, I made a transition into the sales industry. Started working for a print shop in the San Jose Bay Area, and then a buddy of mine started an interweb company when it was new.
Yeah.
And worked for him in sales. And then when that went away, that didn't blossom. Made the transition, moved away, and then moved into real estate sales. So, I've been a student of sales for a long, long time. The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy, great series. Tapes. Okay,
Yeah.
I was listening to tapes in my car.
I still have them, by the way.
That I learned. My sales increased 20% in a month after listening to those tapes.
Right.
And so I became a student of sales and listened to, Tom Hopkins, Dennis Wheatley, Jeb Blount is one of my favorite. Fanatical Prospecting. By the way, if you haven't listened to or read Fanatical Prospecting, great book. And just absorb as much as I could about the sales profession and implemented it in what I did. Yeah. And so my first few years of sales, I was just stumbling my way through it until I started listening to sales information.
Got it.
Yeah.
Which is very, very important, and especially in our industry, because the goal is obviously knowing how to make that commitment, stay consistent, but more so, it's your dedication to convert, right? Because
Yeah.
that's a lot of the biggest challenges with real estate agents is how do we convert?
Mhm.
They think they know how to convert,
Yeah.
but when they're not getting appointments, not getting signed agreements, then
Mhm.
there's a gap,
Absolutely.
you know? So you have to start adjusting, tweaking, and that's exactly what you did, right?
The thing that I see, especially with newer agents, that's not the producers on this call, but however, for myself and other agents that I see that are at the same level or even higher than me, are they willing to ask the tough questions, the real difficult ones? We have a fear of asking that closing question or asking the tough question that gets to more information. I lost out on an opportunity within the last month because I didn't ask the next question. And they said, well, we're doing this, and not exploring that deeper, exploring that further. Because when late I followed up, they said, well, it's already been handled. It was handled this way, and it wasn't a great result. I went, I could have offered a better solution to it, but I didn't ask the tough question. And
So
that's the
that's the takeaway.
yeah.
So let me ask you, being that you've learned from that, give us an example or a scenario of asking more questions or tough questions.
I'll use this specific thing. I was
Yeah.
referred to somebody because I had sold their house in their trust, and I was referred the daughter referred me to her mom. Her mom's mom was needing to sell her place,
Yeah.
and move into assisted living. And I met with them, and what we had done through Zoom Casa is uh, we had made improvements to the home that was going to be sold because it needed some work, and they front the money to do that.
Yeah.
And then they get paid after the close of escrow. So we were able to get that person, 200,000 more than if they had just sold it as is. And so was going to do the same thing for that person, and was following up with them. She's moving end of July, followed up end of July, said, oh, no, we got to do something. She needs the money right away. We're talking to a broker. And so, it's handled. Okay. And when I heard broker, I assumed loan broker. They're going to get money out of it somehow.
Got it.
I didn't ask the additional step, broker, what kind of broker?
Right.
A real estate broker? Oh, what are you going to do? What's going to happen? Whereas if I had explored that, I could have said, oh, I have a solution. Zoom Casa will give her 60-70% of the current market value right now, get the cash, and we'll go in, they'll fix it up and sell it, and then take their money and give you the balance. I could have offered that solution if I had asked that additional question.
Yeah.
And I know some of you on this call are groaning right now going, oh yeah, Bob, I would have asked that. You're an idiot. Why didn't you ask that, you moron? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that leads to my next question. You were my next door neighbor for many, many
Yep.
months.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And I literally had to shut,
Regrettably.
I literally had to shut my door.
Yeah.
Because if you know Bob, Bob has a very deep, loud voice.
Yep.
And when he commits to his lead gen every single day, and we're going to touch a little bit on the importance of lead gen, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't even make my calls because he was so powerful that it would echo. So I would have to close the door, and I still could hear him
Yeah.
talking. And his door was, by the way, closed too as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It
So
would go
why?
through the walls.
Yeah. So why is lead gen very important to you?
Well, Gary Keller talks about time management, and he clearly states you can't manage time.
Right.
And going through bold, the first time I did it was when it first started. Literally, Diana Kokoska was in charge of it, and committing to making 20 contacts a day. And Gary Keller talks about 3 hours a day of lead generation, and he says if you commit to the lead generation in the morning and get that done, the rest of the day takes care of itself.
Mhm.
And I like that concept because I'm not a big fan of budgeting my time or what have you. I've heard some agents plug in 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon as their appointment times. And their job is to fill those times with a listing appointment, a buyer consult, or what have you. It's a great concept, doesn't always work. However, if you commit to the lead generation, whatever that is, making calls, door knocking, consistently doing social events, doing open houses, whatever that activity is that puts you in contact, communication with human beings, that's about real estate. That's lead generation. And that's the only commitment you need to make every day is to have real estate conversations with human beings.
What does that look to you? Is it a morning thing, afternoon?
Always be. It's morning, and if I don't have appointments in the afternoon, then I'm still making calls. And it's, for me, it's calling. Now, let me be clear about something. When I came here 7 years ago, I knew this many people. I knew my wife, now wife, and so I knew nobody. I had no database. I did in Northern California that I could refer business up there. So could get some income from that. However, I knew nobody here, and I was a Mojo dialer guy. I had the Mojo dialer, 3-line dialer, circle calls around listings, absentee owners, expireds, which I've not had great success with expireds. Those of you on this call that have, God bless you, you're awesome. Not me. For sale by owners, I've had success with for sale by owners. And I would dial those. I would make circle calls. My wife was helping me also at the time. So every morning I would come in and start the dialer. And for 2 to 3 hours, I'd be reaching out to people. Now, 7 years ago, my answer rate might have been 10%.
Okay.
8 to 10%. Up in Northern California, it was closer to 15%. Over the last 4 or 5 years, it's gone down to 3%. Dialing, sorry, those of you that still dial, I'm not seeing it as effective as it once was.
Interesting.
Now, Mojo's done some things. You can whitelist your number so that it doesn't come across as spam or telemarketer. There are technology solutions in place that can help you out. I'm finding, though, fewer people are answering the phone, picking up the phone. So it's harder to have real estate conversations.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still do it.
I still do it, and I'm doing it. I decided, since I know nobody, and there's a reality, brand name is important here in this market.
Right.
I was with the United Home Group, Cody Gibson's group, when I first came here.
Right.
And since I knew I've got a shorter amount of time to do this in this market, trying to build my own brand name in this market is not super effective. So I checked out a couple of teams and decided to go with the Hoffman Murphy real estate team, who's been in this market 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Got a database, a massive database. So now I can leverage their database and make calls to past clients, my own people that I plugged into that database, as well as still make some calls. I still do some circle calls around open houses, inviting people to an open house or inviting people to a new listing. That's a much easier kind of call to me. So yeah, dialing is still my favorite thing.
Yeah,
but
and you feel comfortable with it.
I have no problem with it, and that took several years.
Yeah.
To get comfortable with it. 10 years ago, was I as proficient as I am now? Probably not. And now I've heard everything. I know exactly what I'm going to say. I know exactly what they're going to say, and I know exactly how to respond to it because I have over 10,000 hours doing it. And it's from, what's the book? The 10,000 hours to become a master at something.
Yeah.
That is.
Talent Code.
What's it?
The Talent Code. Daniel Coyle.
No, Outliers. I think it's from Outliers.
Okay.
Yeah. It's escaping me. Well, somebody on this call knows who I'm talking about. But anyway, the 10,000 hours. So yeah, it's just a matter of doing it consistently every day that you work.
Yeah.
And you become proficient at it. You look at Jay Tan, who goes out door knocking.
Yeah.
Every week.
Example.
He's fantastic at it. And he does it consistently, and he knows what he's going to say. He knows what he's going to hear.
And what's so ironic, not to take from you, but J10 as an example.
Yeah.
He is also very consistent.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was able to penetrate a neighborhood that is saturated with very seasoned, experienced agents.
Yeah.
And he wiggled his way into that little community.
Yeah.
And now he does consistent business. And he says
Yeah.
it's just getting plugged in. I have days that are not good, but there's days that, surprisingly, I get a call from a seller wanting to list their home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And that's something I love, prospecting karmic energy, PKE. And those that consistently prospect will affirm this. If you are consistently having real estate conversations with human beings every day,
sure.
whether in person, over the phone, over text, if two-way communication, over email, whatever. If you're consistently doing that, if you're consistently reaching out to give value and help others, what happens is it comes back around to you. And it comes back around to you in a location you might not have even thought of. That's happened to me many, many times.
Yeah.
Because I've reached out and done my best to help people. Eventually something comes around. Somebody will pop up and go, hey, oh yeah, by the way, we spoke a year ago, 6 months ago. I met you at this open house and I'm ready to do something now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. And it was nobody I had called in the last 30 days, 60 days, or what have you.
It's what we call plant that seed.
Planting the seed.
That seed eventually down the line will
Exactly.
become something.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit, Bob, if you
Okay.
don't mind. So you started your real estate career in Northern California.
Right.
Why Southern California? Why did you choose, when you were so consistent up there, make a pivot, not knowing anything, and decided, hey, I'm going to come to SoCal?
Yeah. For love. My now wife was from the Northern California area, and life events happened. She chose to move down here, and we got connected, started developing a relationship. She said, well, I'm not moving back up there. So if you want to be with me, you need to come down here.
Yeah.
And I had always, because I knew how to find business by dialing.
Yeah.
And the places I could go to dial, I said, you know what? I want to see if I can do that. See if I can take this model that I've done up here and go do it in a brand new market. And so I knew I could move down here and create business and be with the woman that I loved. So I chose to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Well, it's an ongoing history. The lead generation doesn't stop.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's consistent. Yeah. 20 something years, you're one of the few that have survived, because the truth of the matter is, people that get into this industry within a year, maybe year and a half to 2 years are out of the industry. Right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it happens. I've seen it all the time.
Oh, yeah. That's your team lead. You see it a lot.
So we definitely see that. So what can you give the audience, one big thing that has worked really, really well for you, other than just, picking up the phone and making calls?
Well, I mean, and the people on this call, they're all producers, and they know what to do. The thing is identifying what you're really good at.
Yeah.
In terms of creating those real estate conversations. What are you really good at? Well, as you pointed out, I have a face for radio. And so my voice over the phone can cut through a lot. And it can come across as professional and authoritative and confident. And if you're delivering confidence and asking great questions of the people you're having those conversations with, that will help you out dramatically. What is it that you do that you're confident doing? And if you don't have that thing, can you create it? Can you do that? And then doing that consistently. 5 days a week. Monday through Friday is in the morning is my lead generation time. And so people say, oh, I couldn't do that, or I don't like that. Well, then do it in the afternoon. But you got to have that. And just find out what it is that you're really, really strong at.
Yeah.
And if you aren't strong at something, find it, develop it.
Yeah.
Because we all have that one thing.
Yeah. I mean, for me, what started for me was
Mhm.
not cold calling.
Right.
I did not like picking up the phone.
Most don't.
I didn't like door knocking.
Yeah.
But where I found success was hosting open houses.
Yeah.
Hosting open houses.
Yeah.
And I know for you, open houses was not your.
I hate 'em. Hate them. And I like money more than I hate doing open houses. And if there's any newer people on this call or anybody that needs business right now, do an open house and do several open houses. Because you're going to get motivated people walking in the door. They may not be motivated today, and they will be motivated whenever. I did an open house last weekend, got 3 leads, and one of them I booked a buyer consult for next Friday.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, and here's a reality that I see in this market here in the South Bay. I don't know your market or where you're at. Here in the South Bay, buyers want to work with the listing agent or listing team. And so I've picked up buyers that want to write with me on that property I'm pulling open, more than I ever did in Northern California or any other market. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
And it could be a hangover from the market where, you had to work with the listing agent if you were going to get it because there were multiple offers. But if you need business today, do an open house.
Yeah. Let's kind of pivot, Bob.
Okay.
Let's take Bob out of real estate. What do you do outside of real estate? Fun, because I know something maybe you want to share or not, but
Oh yeah, theater. I love doing theater. Yeah. My wife and I both do. I've done a lot of community theater over the years.
Yes.
Just finished doing Damn Yankees. Natalie, you're on the call. I think she's used. Yeah, Natalie saw it. Yeah, Damn Yankees with the aerospace players, and did Newsies at Manhattan Beach Community Church. So I've got a couple of different groups that do community theater that I go audition for and hopefully get the opportunity to get on stage.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of that in Northern California as well.
Love that. Yeah.
And we go to shows. Love seeing shows. Pantages, Amundsen, local theater, secrets from the local stuff around here is great. And that theater community also is a source of business.
Yeah.
Anything you're involved in, any group you are consistently with can be a source of business.
Right. Yeah. And this is why it's important to be part of some type of a community or something outside of real estate that you can be that point of contact. Hey, you should talk to Bob. He does real estate.
Yeah.
I think that's a great source of opportunities.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, absolutely. Or if you're involved at your church, that's a very, very common one that I hear from people. I know a guy in Northern California used to get all of his business from the contacts he made with taking his kids to sports practices and games.
Yeah.
And all of his kids were in sports. And so he was at all of those events and networked with people and got a ton of business from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Bob, this year, how do you feel the real estate is this year compared to last year?
It's tough. Sales are down. For me, for the Hoffman Murphy team, we would consistently do 100 deals a year. We're somewhere in the 50s now, right?
Yes, 50%.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's not over. We've got several listings coming up over the next month and a half, which is great news. However, it's down. Sales are down. Period.
Yeah. I mean, we're even Gary at Mega Cap this year. He was saying that was the first thing he said, Bob. He says, we are in a shift.
Yeah,
we're in a shift.
Yeah,
and we're predicting to be in the shift till Q3 of 2026.
Yep. Yeah.
So buckle up, folks.
Pull out the shift book, dust that thing off, and do what's in there. We've been through this and dealt with that before. Absolutely. And one thing Gary said years ago that I always loved, he said, if only 100 homes sold in your market last year, but you had all 100, did you have a good year? And the answer is yes. So when people say, oh, yeah, market's tough, ooh, it's bad, ooh, yuck, ooh, how are you surviving, or what have you, I don't focus on that.
Right.
I focus on what can I do today to make contact with the human that might do business with me in the near future.
Love that. Yeah.
That's the focus. Just, okay, yeah, all that's going on out there, can't control it.
Yeah.
Here's what I can control: picking up the phone and talking to somebody about real estate and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or asking them who they know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
What has been the worst conversation you've had over the phone? Good, bad, you know?
Here's
that
my
you can
favorite.
share?
Here's my favorite.
Here's the thing. Most people have a fear of picking up the phone.
Absolutely.
And the reason is because they hate rejection.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so, you know, and you do this on a consistent basis, and I've heard,
Yeah.
you know, some pretty interesting conversations you have with people.
Yeah.
But for the audience, you know,
Yeah.
share a little bit about that, and then I'll give you an opportunity to talk about a story that you wanted to talk to.
Exactly. Okay, if you hate rejection, which by the way, Jeb Blount in Fanatical Prospecting said, rejection sucks. And get over it.
Yeah.
Just deal with it. Rejection does suck. And if you're in sales and you hate rejection, you're in the wrong business. Because we're going to get told no a whole lot more than we're going to get told yes. My favorite one was dialing up somebody and introducing myself as a real estate agent. And they said, I hate realtors. I hope you and your children die of AIDS.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, that was 12, 15 years ago. Still here. So are my kids. Guess your wish didn't come true. Sorry. Not sorry. Yeah, that's the worst one I hear. And
Yeah.
I'll never see that person again. And if somebody's that rude to you, there's something going on in their life
Sure.
that's creating that or causing that. I have no control over that.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about
You
that.
can't take it personal.
Right.
You know, one, you don't know that person. You don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And people are just strange out there.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Does
Absolutely.
that stop you?
Nope, doesn't stop me. I get hung up on, I get told to F off. I get that on a consistent basis. That's okay. Next.
Yeah.
NEXT, next.
Love that.
Yeah.
Good. All right, we're almost at the final stretch here,
Yeah.
Bob. So you wanted to share a story.
Yep, absolutely. This story is a prime example of give value first and it will come back to you. Prospecting karmic energy.
Yeah.
Go out, do something good, and it comes back to you. I was a few years ago, I was door knocking in advance of an open house, which is a great thing to do, by the way. My wife was taking one side of the street. I had the other side of the street, probably hit 20, 25 doors in advance of the open house, just to invite people to the open house. It's a great, easy thing that anybody can do.
Yeah.
Okay. And I got to one house and Carolyn Beach answered the door. And I was inviting her to the open house. And I'm never going to move. I'm going to die here. Oh, which if you ever hear I'm going to die here, ask, okay, great. Is your property in a trust? So it goes to the right party when that happens. They said, yeah. She said, yes, it is. Great. Do you need any help with repairs or improvements to your house? And she pointed to the garage man door, person door right there and said, you know, that needs a little bit of work. Do you have a handyman? I go, absolutely. I've got someone for you. Let me get your contact information. Here's my card. I'll get you connected. So I referred her to my handyman who did a great job for her, followed up with her. Yeah, it was great. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Followed up with her a time or two after that. Did my best to stay in touch with her. Didn't get any response. About a year later, I get a phone call. Hey, this is Dennis. My aunt, Carolyn Beach, you helped her out with a handyman, referred to handyman. Yeah. How is Carolyn? I haven't heard from her, haven't, seen her in a while. He said, well, she passed. And it was a quick process. It was 6 weeks ago and she went quickly and it was fine. But she gave me her card and she said that when she passed, she wanted you to sell her house.
Wow. Yeah.
Give value
Yes.
first and it will come back to you.
100%.
Yep. absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
you just never know,
You
right?
just never know where
Just
it's
do the
coming
good deed every single time, right? And provide that value
from. Mhm.
and that extra service, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought, that
Yeah.
this would lead to an opportunity when she said, she's going to be here to the remainder of her
Yeah.
time, and that was true.
Yeah. Oh, and I still get that. I'm gonna die here. Great. How do you feel? Ask the tough question. They laugh.
Ask the tough
Anytime
question.
I say that, they laugh.
Oh gosh, I
And
love it.
if you get them to laugh, they're yours.
Awesome. Any final thoughts before we close out?
Nah, go sell a house.
Go sell a house. Well, Bob, I really appreciate you, sir.
Thanks, Simon.
Thank you so much for taking the time on a Friday to come and talk to the group. So with that, enjoy the rest of the day. For the people that are going to be here for the Tough Money Experience, I'd love to see you guys here at the South Bay office, and myself will see you soon on the next Producers Club. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and day.
Peace.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob and Simon.